Hashem, we're back to doing the Chizuk. We're up to the entry in the Pele Yoetz of Avelut. Avelut means mourning. What a person has to do with mourning in his life. Where do we mourn for? Especially at this time, we mourn for Churban Beit HaMikdash, for the destruction of our holy temple. And how does a person mourn for the holy temple? He has to do deeds. He has to say the Tikkun Hasod. He has to not do acts of Simcha. We don't say Shehayanu. During the year, we do not a woman does not wear her full set of jewelry. We leave one part of our house on the wall undone, unpainted. So therefore a person has to act with mourning and not just keep it in his heart. He says, a person has to ayin b'mar bocha, he has to cry, v'lev nishbar, and he has to have a broken heart. He has to realize that the Shamayim is suffering. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Shekhinah is suffering tremendously because of the Churban Beit HaMikdash. The Gemara says that in Masechet Brachot every night HaKadosh Baruch Hu cries for this, that he had to destroy the temple. A father who had to punish his sons and kick them out of his house and make them learn a lesson. Yes, he's reprimanding them. Yes, that's the right thing to do. But it hurts. It's sad, and he doesn't want to do that. He wishes they could be home. The person has to go and mourn the temple, but a person could say it was very hard to mourn the temple. The temple is not something that I saw. It's not a place I was. I don't really know what it is. What's so special about the temple? It's just a house? No, it's not a house. The temple represented our relationship we had with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And when a man and a wife are close and they have a good relationship, they can live in the same house. But when they're far and they're distant, they don't have a good relationship, they can't live in the same house. So therefore, a person has to make sure that he goes and he's mourning the Churban Beit HaMikdash. And he has to remember that it's not about the house, it's remembering it's about the relationship with Hashem. A lot of times we have brothers and sisters who are not so close to Hashem, and they end up becoming, very far from Hashem and doing very dangerous things, even falling to drugs, falling to lives of crime. Why does this happen? Because they don't have Hashem so much in their life. They don't see Hashem so much in their life. But if you have the Beit HaMikdash, Pirkei Avot tells us there's 10 miracles that would happen in the Beit HaMikdash. You imagine a place where they do sacrifices all day. You would think it would be like a butcher house. You think it would smell, it would be blood and body parts everywhere of animals. But it looked pristine, it looked majestic. The floor would absorb the blood. The smell would be beautiful. The smokestack, it used to go straight in the air from the korbanot, even though there was wind, even though there was rain. The fire used to come from the sky to burn the korbanot. The candle on the menorah used to never go out. You would come to the temple, you would see open miracles. You could go and tell one of your friends, one of your relatives who's not so religious, you would tell them, Slushim Minya, come here, let me show you the Beit HaMikdash. Look at these miracles, look at the Shekhinah, look at the HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You see His presence here. How can you deny? How can you not follow the Torah? So therefore we mourn this, that we don't have the relationship, we don't feel Hashem so much in our life. That's why we're mourning. We're mourning that all our brothers and sisters are so lost. The person has to realize that we're mourning the relationship, the lack of relationship we have with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, not just the building. So therefore a person has to pray. He has to cry, he has to show HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I know that our simcha is not complete. I cannot throw a wedding without breaking the cup at the end of the chuppah to remember that our simcha, or even our happiest moments, are not complete without the temple. Nothing is complete until we are in our relationship with Hashem complete. So therefore a person has to try to show HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He realizes the loss we have. He realizes he can have a beautiful house. He can feel comfortable in his neighborhood. He can feel like everything's complete in his life. But it's not enough. A person has to remember that there's still one major thing we're lacking, that is closest to Hashem, and ability to be and see the Shekhinah and feel like HaKadosh Baruch Hu in our life like we did in the temple. So we should all cry, and we should all connect, and we should all try to show HaKadosh Baruch Hu we know what we're missing, we know what Hashem is crying for, and we're gonna cry also. If you would see your father sick, or if you would see your father sad, he's in Avelut, God forbid, he can't go to parties, you would throw a party and you would invite him and you would say, oh, I'm sorry, I have to throw a party regardless of the fact you're mourning or not, regardless of the fact you're sick or not. That's disrespectful. How much more so us in this time of year, especially when our father, Avinu Shebashamayim, is mourning, our Avinu Shebashamayim doesn't feel happy, doesn't feel good because of the Churban Beit HaMikdash. We should also take upon ourselves not to act super happy, rather we should also participate in his mourning. Baruch Adonai Olam.